Yeah. It's your boy SHAWLLER Shola in the house. This is
Vision Mixing.
Shinariet.
Yeah.
Olukokpo.
Yeah, I'm saying, man.
Too many keys.
Some guys, man. The one and only Shege Lulu.
Shule.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
Lucky
this is
down.
Shule, yeah.
CVC. United Sanga Special Edition. June 12th.
That's right.
2026.
That's right.
That's what it is.
Mama.
Yeah.
Can you see us?
One love.
Yeah.
So yesterday happens to be Democracy Day. And the producers of a particular program, a very, very popular program at my workplace here, they came up with a concept that, okay, they want to have a special edition for the Democracy Day. So they presented the concept to us, and everybody involved, from cameraman to the broadcast engineers to the broadcast IT engineers, we all stood up to the occasion, to the producers, to the light guys, every technical crew involved. We had to stand up to quickly say, okay, what can we do? What can we bring up? What can we add together, like as engineers, so that the show would go on successfully? So we came up with different ideas just to make sure everything went properly. So while we're doing that, we had a little break. So because of our break time, I and one of my colleagues, we had a heart-to-heart conversation about life. And in the process, we spoke about, we actually touched one or two angles, but there was one that I'll be talking about now. So the one that actually caught my attention for the day was about how we have let our jobs as a 9-to-5, salary earner, as a 9-to-5 person, limit how we have bonded as friends, both within the office space and the out there. And if you think about that logically, you won't disagree. If especially in a city like Lagos, whereby you wake up very early in the morning, you get to the office, you are exhausted before you even get to the office. And by the time you close at 5 p.m., before you get home, due to traffic, traffic congestion, due to availability of transport systems, some of us will take commercial buses. Before the bus gets filled up, before you move from one location to the other, some of us, we have to, board like 3-4 vehicles before we get home. And as such, before we get home, we are very, very much exhausted. And when you get home, you crash. And when you get to have the weekend to yourself, you use it for laundry, home cleaning, and sometimes you get to rest a little bit at the end of all the weekend, home cleaning, home duties, let me put it like that, home duties. And by the time you finish, you're exhausted, you get tired, you sleep a little bit. On Sunday, you're already thinking about how your next week is going to be, how you're going to navigate the following week, and because of that, you don't even have time to look for friends. All you can do is just make use of your phone. Should we be thankful for technology on that? Well, I guess yes. But when we talk about physical kind of connection, associating with friends, our 9-to-5 job has taken that aspect of life away from us. And because of that, some of us, we've not really grown. We've not climbed that ladder. If you look at some people who are much, much bigger than majority of us, the few the 1% of the 1%, like they say, that are bigger than the rest of us. Some of them, what do? They go out, mingle. They even have registered clubs among each other, whereby they connect. But those of us at the lower cadre, like you and I, we don't have that kind of privilege. And as such, how do we even have the time to network, to bond? And this colleague of mine told me, and, he spoke to me, like I said, we had a heart-to-heart conversation, because I came from an angle of the aspect whereby growing up, I didn't have friends from a very, very tender age. I didn't have friends. I don't know what friendship looks like when I was very little, until when, I'll say, maturity came in when I entered school, higher institution. And from there, I have a little bit of freedom. I'm able to make friends among my classmates. So I mentioned this part to him. And there was something this man said to me, and I'm like, we've heard a lot of stories in that area. A lot of stories that led to betrayals. Is this something that is advisable? It bothered me for a while, but it made me know that, okay, yes, at least this is the area I found myself. That is one of the little ways I can network. What do you guys think about it? Should I? So what my colleague said was that even if I don't have the time to visit friends or make friends because of my work schedule, he said we can create friendship beyond the workspace with colleagues. Is this something you can do? Does it make sense to you? Yes, like I stated earlier, due to our work schedule, due to our lifestyle, for majority of us in a city like Lagos, we've been so limited to not being able to network. And networking is not something that you get to do if you are staying indoor all day. You have to go out there, sit somewhere, have a time of your own, a peaceful time of your own. And in the process, you might make friends. And in the process as well, you get to grow higher. But in a situation like whereby your work schedule, your time due to where your kind of work, the city you are living, you are exhausted before the weekend comes. And when the weekend comes, due to the things you couldn't do over the week, you do them on a Saturday, for instance. And by Sunday, you're already thinking of going to work the following day. How, or should I say, when do you have the time? How do you create the time to go out there and network? Meet new people, make friends, meaningful friendship, That was when my colleague said we can actually create friendship beyond the workspace with the people we get to interact with every day, which are our colleagues. How? We've learned we've heard many stories of betrayals, whereby what you tell one colleague who you assume is your friend is being distributed among others. And I'm like, Chief, this thing doesn't make sense, because this colleague is someone I respect a lot. He's very, very much older than I am. So I want to believe he's talking from a very influential mindset of his. But man, considering what workspace in every organization is, I've read many stories online. I've had my own share of experience whereby the friends you keep in the office, they tend to betray you. Doesn't make sense. I mean, with colleagues, you can just pick up your phone, chat with each other, yes. And I'm like, that kind of growth, will it go, one of the reasons why everybody network is to grow. Connections, build connections, meaningful connections. But in a situation whereby we are all in the same circle of friendship in the office, can we really give each other those meaningful connections that we can potentially get if we go outside? Can we get it among our colleagues? That is my thinking. I don't know. Let us talk. Is this something that is meaningful to you? Because since yesterday that we had that discussion, I personally have been so much thinking about it because, yeah, really, everyone wants to grow and I really want to. And I'm like, okay, sitting at home, because I don't have friends, sitting at home when I'm not at work, it's not helping. It's not helping my matter. One of the ways, because I don't have friends, I don't have much friends. I have just only one friend. And, due to the struggles of life, my friend is out there on his own. And as such, it got me thinking. I've been so bored. What I'm saying is not really about me, but in some kind of way, I'm using this as a medium to express some of the things that I've bottled in my heart, some of the things that are troubling me. And as such, I'm using this medium to at least let it out. This discussion is not really about me. I want to believe it's affecting more people than I am. So if it was you, what do you think? Would you create friendship at your workspace? Do you think it is something that would be meaningful? Do you think it can give you that kind of connection? Let me get your own school of thought. Maybe I will be able to use one or two of your own school of thought. At least that is what networking is all about. One of the things. At the end of the day, we had the whole production. It was pretty meaningful. The show went very, very well. All glory to God. All glory to God. There's a lot that happens behind the scene. What every one of you sees is just the anchors and the guests. You don't know, you have no idea what is happening behind the scene. There are a lot of us that will put in all the effort for you to see, for you to hear what the OAPs are talking about. There's a lot, but most people don't know us. And that is one of the reasons why I'm having this kind of conversation with you guys. So that at least people out there will get to know that, okay, yes, this guy too exists somewhere. Make meaningful connections. If you are the type who has been able to network, what strategy did you use? Please share. Like they say, the sky is big, very, very big for every bird to fly. So please share your thoughts. How have you been able to manage work and building friendship, building meaningful connections? How have you been able to achieve that? If you're able to watch to the end, please smash the subscribe button. I don't want to stop doing this. At least it has helped me to bring this out of my belly. At least I know this is one of the things that I will strike out of my worries for now. Thank you. Au revoir.